Stand for the pledge and a prayer. If you don't feel comfortable staying in here for that, please excuse yourself, and then when we're done, come back into the meeting.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jason, would you lead us in prayer, please?
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation. So thine is the power and the glory. Amen.
Thank you. All right. Roll call, Anita.
Counselor Howard,
Here via Zoom.
Counselor Lorenz,
Here.
Counselor Watson,
Here.
Mayor Becker,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Segola has called in and has been excused, but a quorum has been declared.
Modifications to the agenda, Anita?
Yes, sir, we need to remove N2 and N3 on staff reports. Public Works is N2 and PD is N3.
Yeah.
Sure. Make a motion to modify the agenda as stated.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to modify the agenda to remove N2 and N3 out of staff reports. Is there any more discussion? Anita?
Counselor Howard,
Yes.
Counselor Lorenz,
Yes.
Counselor Watson,
Aye.
Mayor Becker.
Aye.
Motion carries to approve the modification to the agenda, removing N2 Public Works staff report and N3 the PD staff report.
Approval of consent agenda. Minutes of regular meeting from September 19th, 2024. Review and approval of accounts payable.
Oh, motion.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda from minutes of regular meeting from September 19th, 2024, and review and approval of accounts payable. Is there any discussion? Anita?
Counselor Howard,
Yes.
Counselor Lorenz,
Yes.
Counselor Watson,
Aye.
Mayor Becker.
Aye.
Motion carries to approve the consent agenda.
All right, we will move to citizen comments and special presentations. Citizen comments, city council welcomes your unscheduled comments. Please limit the comments to 3 minutes. Council will not take action at this same meeting. Any citizen comments? Okay, we'll go to scheduled appearances. In order to be in scheduled appearance, you have to follow appropriate paperwork with the city clerk no later than noon on Monday prior to the meeting. So we'll go with ADA compliance update. Brandon? There you go.
Good evening, council. This is my first time in front of the Copilu, Councilor Watson, Councilor Howard. Thank you very much for having me here tonight. I wanted to give you an update on where the city is situated when it comes to HB 21-1110. This is the ADA requirement bill that was passed by the state in 2021. It covers websites and digitally accessible documents. This is a pretty broad scoped piece of legislation. It aligns our state with what is already set by the Americans with Disabilities Act and with the Web Content Accessibilities Guideline. This covers all public-facing information and communication technology. So to give you a general idea of how much that this is covering, it's websites, applications, kiosks, digital signage, digital documents, video, audio, third-party tools that are owned and used by the public entity. This includes hardware, anything from ticket kiosks at parking garages, all the way down to fax machines that are used both externally and internally within the public entity. So very broad range of things that we need to take in consideration to provide accessibility to people with any any disabilities. This has unfortunately led many agencies to removing features, documents, and tools from their websites. Some agencies have even gone as far as considering removing entire websites altogether. Because the repercussions of this law is finable up to $3,000 per offending document. So that could be per document or per page, depending on how it is interpreted by the law. So that's something we definitely don't want to get involved with. Luckily, there was HB 24-1454, which provides entities such as the City of Monte Vista, along with internal state agencies, an extended period to meet compliance with this law. That provides us up until July 1st, 2025. So we have a whole extra year to kind of get this settled in and dialed down for compliancy. We also have an immunity period during that time, so it's not just an extension for compliancy, but during this period before July 1st, we're also immune from legal damages that could be caused by it. So the question tonight is, what have we been doing to maintain compliance? We've actually done quite a bit. We've received a grant from SIPA, which is statewide internet portal authority for remediation software. We'll be remediating documents according to our accessibility plan, which has been approved by the city. We will be attending trainings. Sarah has actually gone to a very intensive training. She's going to be one of the forefront people leading this charge. We are going to consider accessibility as we create new documents. We will evaluate what documents are going to be hosted on our website. For other documents that we determine cannot be hosted at this time, we'll be using that software from SIPA to remediate those. Of course, we'll do that based on priority of the document, complexity, and other factors to try to get those back to the public as soon as possible. One of the unfortunate side effects of this is that it is a blow to government transparency and accessibility in general, as a lot of these documents are unfortunately going to have to be put behind, please contact our city clerk, or please contact somebody at the city, and then we can provide these to you along with any type of accommodations that would be necessary for people with disabilities. One of the bigger things that we'll be doing is we have found that our current website platform has not been conducive for us to take on this project in the most efficient manner. So we found another platform called Munibit, which not only gives us the opportunity to scrutinize documents a lot more closely, but with a transition from our current website hosting platform to Munibit, we'll be able to piecemeal everything onto the website to know that we are maintaining compliance at 100% level as we're moving through that. Speaking of websites, we have a new website for the Sky High Complex. Stephanie's worked very diligently with a web developer to build that website. This morning I received a certificate of compliance that shows that website does reach WK 2.1, which is the most current version of the WK compliance level. So we're good to go there. And then moving forward, we'll integrate all of this into everything that we do. It's just like any other law. At one point, wheelchair accessibility and handrails wasn't a part of the law. Then it became a part of the law, and everybody freaked out for a while. And had to redo buildings and it took a lot of time and effort, but as you know now, everything like that has just kind of slipped into the background. We just do it as we know that's what needs to be done. So I have a feeling that we'll get there pretty quickly. I would say that overall our status, the city of Monte Vista is further ahead than most other smaller municipalities. That's because we have great staff, such as Gigi and city clerk and Stephanie, that are taking these things into consideration. And I'm also available for any questions if you have any, but that is the current status where we are with the ADA compliance.
A lot to that. Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you. As always, you can contact me for any further information or if you have any specific questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon. Okay, we will now do the special review use at 247 Adams Street. Applicant Rio Grande Farm Bureau.
So, planning commission met on September 23rd, 2024 for Rio Grande, Farm Bureau, located 247 Adams Street. They would like to convert the existing vacant building into a medical clinic for Patty Robertson, who has an established practice already here on Rupert Street. She would like to move her practice to 247 Adams. Planning commission recommended approval with conditions at the owner's cost. The owner will work with city public works department, the street section, to place a handicap or just one handicap or van accessible space within the required parking spaces. And the property owner will also be responsible for all required curb cuts, sidewalk replacement, paint, and signage. And then 6 off-street spaces should be provided in the rear of the property. But to help with the storm water filtration, the parking lot surface should be 1/2 inch or larger in gravel. And if they pave it, the pave area must drain into a rain garden equal to 25% of the paved surface, or their recommendation. And then they are here if you have any other questions. Kind of have the file in front of me to kind of help with answer any questions.
And Michelle, you need to state your name for the record, please.
Oh, Michelle Bradford. I'm the city planning and the public works associate. I'm their assistant. I've only been on since July, so I'm kind of new to you guys. This is my first time up here for this. I have been in front of you guys before, but for another reason.
Mr. Figures.
I didn't realize she was gonna give a presentation on that, so I'll give the legal part on this, council. Mayor. So this matter did come on for hearing on the 23rd day of September in the Monte Vista City Council chambers. This was for a request to for a special review use, and special review uses are required for medical clinics in the commercial area. Notice was sent to the surrounding property owners pursuant to the requirements listed there. Quorum of the planning commission was present to consider the application of Colorado Farm Bureau Insurance to convert their existing vacant office building at 247 Adams Street into a medical clinic for Patty Robertson, who is a family nurse practitioner who has established a practice for several years at 10 Rupert Street in the city of Monte Vista, and she desires to move her practice to 247 Adams Street. I was asked to act as hearing officer, to which there was no objection, and I announced at the beginning that all witnesses would be sworn, which they were. Mrs. Robertson testified that she wished to purchase this property and that she had a contingent contract with Colorado Farm Bureau for the purchase of the building. Her lease expires in May, where she is at 10 Rupert Street. And the
witnesses who testified in addition to herself were Cole Cooper from the Colorado Farm Bureau Insurance Agency, who testified in favor of the sale. This building hasn't been used by Farm Bureau for several years. Monty Schultz, Jamie Hart, and Jacob Gazelle testified in favor of the application. Their professional acquaintance with Ms. Robertson and the services that she renders to the Monte Vista community. City planner addressed the city staff position that the special review use would be a definite benefit to downtown as long as the following conditions and requirements are met. At the owner's cost, the property owner will work with the city public works department, the street sections, and place a minimum of one handicap van accessible space within the required parking spaces up front there. The property owner would also be responsible for the curb cuts, sidewalk replacement, paint, and signage. And of the 6 off-street spaces that he was originally recommending, the decision was made to bring those down to only 4 because that's what the lot of the building could accommodate on the west side of the building. There was no opposition witnesses to the special review use application. And the hearing officer closed the evidentiary portion of the public hearing, remanded the application to the planning commission for recommendation to the city council. And the decision and recommendations were as follows: upon motion duly made by B.J. Baumgartner and seconded by Ruth Ann Seeger and unanimously passed, the Monte Vista City Planning Commission finds that the application number 1 complies with all the requirements imposed by Article 5 of the Monte Vista zoning regulations and with all applicable written rules, and 2 is consistent with the objectives and purposes of the city's master plan. 3 is designed to be compatible with all surrounding land uses. 4, the size and location of the site is an appropriate use of the proposed facility location. 5, internal traffic circulation and access to adjoining public streets would not be negatively impacted by the proposed use. 6, there does not appear to be any fencing, screening, or landscaping separation issues with the proposed location. 7, there does not appear to be any noise, vibration, air pollution, or other environmental issues presented by the proposed location and use. 8, there does not appear to be any significant negative impacts upon the surrounding uses, nor any accumulated negative impacts with similar uses or impacts in the area. 9, the public infrastructure and services in the proposed location are adequate. 10, the conditions above set forth by the city planner are modified and as incorporated into this recommendation as a condition of approval. So the applicant will provide 4 parking spaces behind the building rather than the recommended 6 spaces. And the planning commission thereby approved the application for special review use as a recommendation of the Monte Vista City Council, which was done and signed on the 23rd September 2024 by Barbara Sears, chairperson of the Monte Vista City Planning Commission. This matter is presented to the council for action on special review use at this time.
We're just making a motion to approve it. I make a motion to approve the special review use of 247 Adams Street.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the special review use at 247 Adams Street. Is there any more discussion? Unita?
Counselor Howard,
Yes.
Counselor Lorenz,
Yes.
Counselor Watson,
Aye.
Mayor Becker.
Aye.
Motion carries to approve the special review use at 247 Adams Street.
Good. Contracts, agreement, and leases, letter of designation for software, ProCare for Kids Connection.
Yeah, why don't you? Thanks, Anika.
Here you go,
So I think you have, is it the designated list? just to allow you to sign for it? Or do you want me to give background of ProCare?
You need to give it.
Background ProCare. Okay, so ProCare is a child care program software that tracks attendance and meal counts, and we can do all of our billing through ProCare. It's a direct communication to my parents through an app. So I came across it, and we had used ProCare back when we first moved into the new facility. But it was in its beginning stages, and it was kind of a nightmare. We could never get it up and actually functioning the way that we needed it to function. We still use the keyless entry to one of our doors, and it has a doorbell, so our parents can ring the doorbell when they come to the front door. And they just happened to reach out and ask if I wanted kind of a demo again. And I said, what can it hurt? The out of school program, or the youth serving organization is what they're called in Delmar High Valley, has been using ProCare for the last few years. And so I reached out and was like, you guys have been able to stick with it. What are the pros? What are the cons? As they've evolved over the years, the software's become a lot more user friendly. So, and initially what this will allow is for parents to check kids in and check kids out through an app on their phone. It will allow us direct contact to those parents through an app. So if we have an issue, I can shoot a message through that directly to the parent saying, hey, I need you to, when you come to pick up your kid this afternoon, we need to have a talk with staff. I can keep track of ouch reports. Essentially everything that I'm printing out on paper can be uploaded into the software. So my registration goes digital. My income verification forms for our food service program goes digital. I can track my meal counts, so I'm not doing, literally right now, we're printing things out on Google Sheets, and at the end of every month, I'm going through and hand counting every check for every day that we're open in order to compile data for the program, because we don't have a software that actually functions for us. With us not having the luck that we've had in previous years with retaining staff members, I'm hoping it will help me stay caught up with my job in the office, because right now I broke down. I couldn't figure out how I was falling so far behind. I have an average of 4 hours a day without children that I can get all of my office work done, and that's just like maintaining attendance, making phone calls, returning emails, and I started falling behind. So this will help me communicate directly with parents. Parents download the app on their phone. Everything is done through the app. The best part about it is if I have an emergency closure, like the time when we lost the power and we were communicating back and forth, trying to figure out what we needed to do, and then we decided we're gonna close, and 10 minutes later, power comes back on and stays on. I'm making phone calls directly to each individual parent, and we're sitting and waiting for parents to come pick kids up. This way I can shoot a text out through that app and let them know we have an emergency closure. You need to come and pick up your kiddos. And we're not using personal phones trying to get a hold of parents. So this is gonna make life a lot easier. You guys have any questions about it? Oh, also, we received a grant from the Lord Foundation. Probably thinking, how the heck are we paying for this? We received a grant from the Lord Foundation, and it's providing us with 3 years of software service. It's purchasing the tablets that will be used, and we're able to put a tablet in each of our rooms. So each staff member in the room can directly communicate to parents, do check in, check out in those rooms. And then we'll have one up at the front desk for parents to check kids in and check kids out. And it's covering the tablets. They're all Wi-Fi compatible, except for one will have cellular data, so we can take it to the school district to check kids in and out Monday through Thursday. And then it's also covering the cost of some like mounting hardware to mount the tablets in each of the rooms and one in the front lobby. So they'll be secure, nobody can walk off with them. They're essentially fixed in these like cases and will stay at Kids Connection every day. Almost forgot the most important part.
That was important.
It was important.
And it's ADA compliant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. It's also ADA compliant.
So you need a letter of designation or you have a letter of designation?
Oh, I have a letter of designation.
Sweet.
We're good.
Oh,
It's all taken care of.
So I was gonna say, so what do you need from us on
No.
this? It's okay.
We don't need anything from you.
Very good.
We're good?
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go to staff proposals, reports and actions and city clerk.
So I have just a couple of things. I'm gonna do part of my report from here and part of my report from there because I want to show you our new website. Keep in mind that this is, I'm just gonna show you the front page, just so you can kind of see what it's gonna look like. We're hoping that everything is good and we're gonna go live on January 1. And so Common Look is the program that we run all the documents through to make sure that it's ADA compliant. And Sarah has graciously taken on that job. And she has been to a very detailed class, and then she'll be attending another class in November. And so she's taken on that job, and that'll be her main job when we get up and running. So any documents that come from other departments that will go on the website will run through Common Look, and Sarah will take that on and make sure that all of our documents are ADA compliant before they go onto the web and before they go out to the public. The other thing that Brendan and I want to mention that Brandon didn't is Brandon actually, with the help of all of our team, Brandon has already submitted our ADA report to the state. So we are ahead of a lot of different cities. So that report's already been submitted to the state. So we're on top of it, thanks to Brandon. So he did already submit that. So we would have met the July 1st, 2024 deadline. So thank you, Brandon, for putting that together. Sarah and I will be attending the clerks conference from October 21st to the 4th. So we will be gone that week. We're going to be going to Fort Collins. Sarah will start her track to becoming a certified municipal clerk. And I will have working on my second round of becoming a master certified clerk. So we will be heading off to Fort Collins for that. Now I want to show you the first part of the website. So this is what, and please keep in mind that we're still in the process of configuring everything on the website. But this is what the website is going to look like. So when the community goes on, they're gonna have all these different buttons to access different things on the website. Employment opportunities, they'll be able to hit the forms button and they'll be able to access anything from planning forms to business license to right-of-way permits, and it'll all be labeled at different, so if they need to go to Public Works, or if they need to go to the police department, whatever department they need to go to, they'll be able to go through that. Gives us about the city. And then something that we like that Brendan and I found, which is really cool. So the current website, we have news articles on there, and you can't add pictures or anything to our current website with the news articles. So these are the current news articles that we have on our website. With this website, we're going to be able to add article or pictures. So like this article that says mural input, we can add the picture that she just did the mural on the water station. So we're gonna be able to add pictures to go with our news articles on the website, which will capture the attention of the readers when they go onto the website. So like the mosquito spraying, we'll be able to add something to capture that, which will be ADA compliant because it will follow the details of the story, which will allow for that picture to be on there. Something else that is added to this is a calendar of events. So any events that the city has on there, we'll be able to add onto this, and then the community members will be able to click on it. When they click on it, so like for a city council meeting, they'll be able to click on it. It'll take them directly to the council packet, and they'll be able to view the entire council packet. So like the urban renewal, if we have a packet for them, they'll be able to click on it and view exactly what's being seen or heard at that meeting that evening. Businesses, if businesses want to add their business to our website, they will be able to submit a link to us. And as long as their website is ADA compliant, then they will be able to be added to our website, and they'll be put on a map that will allow for visitors who visit our website to locate that business. So that's something that's being added to this website as well. So that's something that's exciting as well. One of the pages, so if you click on check out city council, this is a page that's somewhat up and running. So we have all of our city council members listed on here with your emails. And then down below has when our meetings are, when they're scheduled, talks about the work sessions, and then they can go in and they can view, oops, sorry, clicked on the wrong button. They can view all the agendas. And when they click on an agenda, it opens it up right then and there. And they can see exactly what's being, so there is nothing, I don't have to, when I add the agenda, it's not gonna take me 15-20 minutes to add an agenda. I literally click on it, upload it, and it's there. So hopefully as of January 1, we'll be up and running.
So what's it take to get our packets ADA compliant?
So the packets will be run through the system, and they'll all be,
So no more written notes on them.
no more written notes on it.
That's pretty cool. Thank you, Unita.
You're welcome.
IT. Oh, you better do good, man. The boss is here.
Alternate interim suite, just because, I think everyone's ready to go home. It's been a long week. But this last month was kind of busy for us in IT. I'm just gonna go off the bigger ticket items that we had. So with HR, we had a swap from the system that was being used from Prism. I'm not sure what the new system is called, but it required our time clocks being reconfigured out at wastewater treatment and shops. I worked with Sky High, and I was out there for the SLD Rural Philanthropy Days, just out there as support, just in case anything popped up, any network issues. I was there just in case something did happen. Engage, that is our lock system of the building. Me and Shannon went through and cleaned up a lot of the old credentials out of Engage, went through and just made sure everything was sound, just to tighten security on the building a little bit further. Out at Sky High, we had some port issues with their network ports and the HDMI port once again in the banquet room. Both ports have been troubleshooted and are now fully functional again. I'm gonna get with Stephanie and try and see if we can do something about that HDMI port because it's slowly getting more and more problematic. A new printer has been put in for our new Public Works Planning Associate, Michelle. that is in her office. It's just allows her to do her job a little more effectively. And then camera issues for Zeke have been fixed. He was having issues with some of the cameras that the PD were trying to use for some of their outside of the building operations, is a good way to put it. And then our camera system within the building is now fully operational once again and is streaming with no issues. Other than that, I have nothing else. And is there any questions?
Thank you.
What you do behind the scenes, man. Thanks for taking care of us.
Everyone leaving?
Doing a good job, Brandon.
Team Brandon.
City manager report.
Brandon squared. So the agenda was intentionally left light tonight because following this, we'll be having the first series of budget work sessions on the budget. So when you adjourn, we'll go to the conference room. Those are still open to the public if anybody wants to listen, but it's not pretty. So a couple of things going on this week. Our engineers were here for the taxiway project. And so that's all taking place out at the airport. Gonna look really, really nice. Part of what they had to do was expand areas where the planes, where it was kind of tight for them to have to turn in. And so that's all gonna be, it's all been widened. They'll start asphalt on Monday. Then the new striping. And so the airport may be closed Wednesday or Thursday of this week, but should not be too bad of an inconvenience for our pilots. Destination Blueprint is a grant that the city received through the Colorado Tourism Office. And what it does is giving us, I believe, 80 hours of technical advice on what to do to enhance tourist, what do you call it, experiences and how we promote Monte Vista. And so on your calendar, I'd like you guys to write down November the 6th. There will be a public reception at the Pivot House, and these folks from the tourism office will be here. They'll be here to just kind of listen. It'll be informal, but kind of fun, and getting people's ideas. And then the following day on the 7th, it'll be a much smaller group. We'll target like maybe 20, 25 people within the community that would be interested in either marketing or how we develop ideas in what to promote for Monte Vista. So keep November the 6th open. November the 7th, like I said, that will be during the day. And then that night is actually our city council meeting. I want to say thank you, a big thank you to so many of our employees, Public Works employees, and then Nita and Sarah, Michelle, other administrative staff. We had held our city cleanup days this last Friday and Saturday. And on some of the things you all had said was fine to give away. So we got out, we contacted all the nonprofits in Monte Vista and all of the churches and the nursing homes, and we let them have furnishings that we no longer would be using. And then anything left, we put in our sale. And the city, it was pretty light turnout for the garage sale. Actually, we didn't have as many walk-ins as I would have hoped and expected, but we made a little over $2,000 from that. And then Nita and Andrew and some of the guys, we got rid of the stuff. It's not poked back into closets and storage units, it's gone. So that was a good cleansing that needed to be done. It was years in the making. We had the ribbon cutting last week for our electric vehicle charging stations. And so we had 3 representatives that came down from Excel Energy and those were all put in at Excel's expense with their purpose of trying to get more electric charging stations on highways so that people can plan their trips accordingly. So that, they said that Monte Vista is the first one that they have put 4 in. So that's pretty, I guess, fortunate for us. The Alamosa Citizen, if you guys follow that at all, they just hit their 200th podcast and they asked me to be there, give the update. So if you want to get on that.
Doing that one?
What?
And when is that one gonna be?
It's on live now as of today. So we talked a lot about Monte Vista and the activities and things that we've got going on and out at Sky High and such. So that was fun. And then Anita told me that we are on target to have all of the bricks in place for the November 8th Veterans Day and kind of rededication of the Faith Hinckley Park. So hope you guys can sneak away from your jobs and come down and attend that because we've got some extra special guests coming for that and fun stuff for the community, and we'll be doing hot dogs and balloons and stuff.
While you're talking about that, the flag that's lit on the fence.
I saw that. The lights are out.
Yeah.
Now that it gets darker soon, we notice. I was usually in bed by then. So that's it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Do you need one of those flags?
One that's lit up.
One of the, yeah, the lit up one.
Mhm.
We don't have another one.
Mhm. You're gonna have to order it. And then we, from our fundraising efforts, on the pole itself where it has at the entrance, we've got these great big beautiful blue stars that will be lit up. Grants are great.
Thank you, Gigi. All right, we'll move to council committee, city commission, council reports. Councilor Lorenz. Councilor Howard.
Sorry I couldn't make tonight. Well, I made it via Zoom. You probably didn't want me there, so.
Well, we appreciate you being concerned about us.
And so, Nita, or Judy, how are we gonna, is Lauren gonna have to sign off and then re-sign back in?
Yes.
Okay, and he's got the new link?
Yeah.
Okay,
Take care of this.
all right. Good job.
Good. All I'm gonna tell you is see something, say something, look after your neighbors. Just keep an eye on things. With that, we will recess our meeting until October 17th at 6 p.m. here in council chambers. Thank you for being here.